All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this borough-wide virtual recruitment fair here in Queens, the epicenter of the COVID-19 pandemic. My name is Sharon Lee, and I have the honor to serve as your president of this great borough. I'd like to ask everyone here in the Zoom room to kindly keep themselves on mute until it is your turn in the program. We are streaming live on our website, www.queensbp.org/recruitment fair. We are also streaming live on YouTube as well as Facebook, handles at QueensBP2020. As of this morning, we had over 600 affirmative RSVPs from the public, many of whom are in this room as attendees. Welcome. We see and hear you in the webinar chat as well as in the Q&A chat. And so again, good afternoon to everyone here in the room and to everyone watching online. I hope you and your family are safe and as well as can be. Queens is the borough of families, as we like to say. And here we have collectively suffered an astounding amount of loss. This virus has left very few unscathed, that is for certain. And the impact of humanity's shared war against this virus has spared no one. The pandemic has devastated the workforce, not just here in Queens, the epicenter of the epicenter, but of course throughout the state and throughout our nation. And it is deepening its toll on frontline and essential workers. And, you know, while the virus does not discriminate, this pandemic has magnified the deep inequities and the deep deficiencies in access to care and safety and resource at a deep, deep cost. And this is, we all recognize here, I along with our key partners in this recruitment fair, we recognize that this is an unprecedented public health and economic crisis. And the pandemic has been a magnifier for many of us. It's magnified to us really who the essential workers are. Those without whom we just simply cannot live. We simply cannot function as a society. Healthcare workers, transportation workers, service and retail workers, child development workers, law enforcement, census. And to those in the room and to those watching online, as much as you may need a job or you may know someone who needs a job, also know this: we need you. Queens needs you. Our borough of families simply cannot function without these essential jobs filled and active as quickly as possible. And contrary to presumptions, there are many essential jobs hiring, and they're hiring now, which is why we are here today. This hiring push comes on the heels of record high unemployment claims in recent weeks, at a total of more than 1.2 million claims in our state alone, 22 million nationwide, and those are just the official claims that we're able to get through. So this jobs recruitment fair today is a localized effort here in Queens, aimed at connecting people to hundreds of immediate and vital opportunities that are hiring now. I am absolutely delighted to partner with some key folks in the room from whom you'll hear in a moment. I'd like to introduce our speakers today. We'll first have on the airport opportunities, there'll be a presentation by our partner, the Council for Airport Opportunity, Verdia Noel, the Director of Business Development. Good afternoon, thank you for being here. We'll also hear on some retail and service jobs in Queens, presented by Workforce One, our partners Nancy Konipol and Sana Shafaat, followed by some healthcare opportunities, presented also by Workforce One, presented by Angela Regalado. We also have some industrial and transportation opportunities presented by Workforce One, specifically Sarah Tapia. We also have child development opportunities presented by the Child Center of New York, Hiring Now, presented by Shoshana Chetty. We also have opportunities in law enforcement. Our state troopers are here today amidst their busy schedules. I see you out there protecting and keeping things safe and calm at our testing sites, at our hospitals, at our EMS stations. I see you everywhere. And so thank you for what you do. So we have troopers Kamar Francis and trooper Amanda Garcia, recruitment officers from the New York State Police Department. And certainly last but not least, we have presenter Jennifer Dublin of the United States Census Bureau. The census is underway. For those who are in the room and online, you will have no excuse after today to certainly fill out your census, because that is online. We'll hear more about that momentarily, but also they are hiring now because the census is underway, and it is absolutely critical to our future and to the very resources that we were talking about that Queens and many other parts of the city have been deficient in. And so to the job seekers here and the ones watching online, look, we know your time is precious. We know you're here not just to listen to, well, me, and to be fair, I'm just talking a little bit to give folks time to still log on. But we know you're not here just to hear people talk about the economy, hear people just talk in generalities about jobs here and there. The people here who are presenting are either actual employers of jobs that are hiring now, or they are contracted representatives, official representatives, speaking on behalf of multiple employers who are hiring right now. We will entertain as many questions at the end of the presentations as we can. If you are here and you did not hear before, if you have any questions, please make sure to put them into the Q&A portion of the Zoom chat room, not in the webinar chat room. If you're logging in online, we are streaming live on Facebook, and you're welcome to enter some of your questions there. I have folks from my team at Borough Hall monitoring the Facebook stream as well to make sure that your questions are addressed as many as possible. And so again, you know, we're not going to replace all the jobs lost by one job fair, a recruitment fair, but we hope that this makes a difference. It may seem like a drop in the ocean, but we recognize that one drop can make all the difference for families and for whole communities. And before we go on to our first speaker, I'd like to give a quick thanks to my team from Borough Hall, some of whom are in this room. You know, we've done many successful job fairs in the past, nearly on a quarterly basis at Borough Hall. But this is our very first virtual one, hopefully not the last. But I'd like to thank those who made and are making this happen today, especially Sharon Anderson, my Director of Economic Development, Chris Barca, Carolina Gill, Aldo Grillo, John Periconi, Dot Pafumi, Manuel Rodriguez, and of course, my Chief of Staff, Vicky Morales-Casella. And with that, I'll turn the floor over to our first presenter, specifically on airport jobs, and that is none other than Verdia Noel, Director of Business Development at the Council for Airport Opportunity.
Good afternoon, and thank you. Thank you, Borough President Lee. And good afternoon and greetings to all of those of you who've joined us this afternoon. My name is Verdia Noel. I'm the Director of Business Development for New York for the Council for Airport Opportunity. And I'd just like to tell you a little bit about the Council for Airport Opportunity. The Council is a nonprofit trade organization created in 1972 in collaboration with airlines and the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. The mission of CAO is to identify and address the critical employment needs of the communities surrounding the New York and New Jersey metropolitan airports. And for today's presentation, those airports are, of course, LaGuardia, JFK, and Newark. while at the same time responding to the hiring needs of the airport tenants and the aviation industry. As Borough President Lee spoke just now, because of COVID-19 and the coronavirus, our offices are closed. However, we've shifted our service delivery to virtual meetings and will continue to provide all services remotely to our customers until we return to our offices. All three major airports are moving forward with their redevelopment plans, and we expect many employment opportunities to be generated from these redevelopment programs. The timeline for hiring, however, is unclear at this point due to COVID-19. Now, the jobs that are available at this point at LaGuardia Airport include security officers. They would be security temperature takers. We have CDL drivers. We have retail positions, which include customer service associates and retail stock associates. And we're also looking for a construction manager for the LaGuardia Airport. At JFK, we have ramp and warehouse agents and CDL drivers. We're recruiting at Newark as well for HVAC positions, maintenance, package handlers, flight attendants, and so on. If in fact you're interested in any of these positions, typically we would invite you to our offices, but as I mentioned, our offices are closed at this point, and we do invite you to join our social media join us on our social media platforms as well, or register with CAO online at www.caonyj.com/applicant-registration. A CAO account manager will contact you for a one-on-one session to discuss your career goals. Our social media platforms include Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. Please register now. As we speak, you can go to CAO online, and again, that's www.caonyj.com. If in fact you're asking or wondering what the required documents are that will allow you to be successful on airport and interviewing with one of our airport partners, we always ask that you be prepared with an updated resume, have an original Social Security card, have a valid New York State ID. Birth certificate and passport are important for U.S. citizens, for naturalized citizens, naturalization certificate and U.S. passport, and for permanent and temporary residents, please make sure, in addition to all the above, you have a permanent resident card or work authorization card and a passport. So if you've ever thought of whether or not you're just looking for a job or a career, normally we would have several other positions that we could invite you to reach out to us regarding at this point. However, the jobs and careers are available. The Council for Airport Opportunity is available. Our account managers will reach out to you once they receive your information via our online application process. Is your work central to who you are? Is your work just a source of income? Please stay in touch with the Council for Airport Opportunity. We can help you start a career at our local airports. We are committed to helping you find employment opportunities that allow you to grow and advance at the airport. Our social media, the ways that you are able to reach us through social media, will allow you to receive up-to-date information and clarification on the jobs that are available, and they change weekly. So please get in touch with us and reach out to our account managers as soon as you can via our social media platforms. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Noel, for that presentation. I know that we have a number of questions which we will welcome at the end of the presentations. Up next, we'll hear about retail and service opportunities outside the airports, presented by our friends over at Workforce One. Specifically, we have the Senior Community Relations Manager, Nancy Konipol, as well as Community Partner Coordinator, Sana Shafaat. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much, Borough President. I'm the Senior Community Partners Manager for the Queens Workforce located in Jamaica, as well as the Far Rockaway and Flushing Workforce Centers. Workforce One helps New Yorkers prepare for and connect to jobs across the 5 boroughs. We're with the Queens Workforce, so right now we're concentrating on Queens jobs. Like almost everyone else, we are working virtually, but still providing all of our free services. We can help identify jobs that are a fit for your experience and skills. We can prepare you for interviews. We work with a team of veteran specialists. If you're a veteran or spouse of a veteran, we're here to assist. Some of the jobs we have right now throughout Queens are security positions. We have social work positions in all the boroughs. We have stock associates, cashiers, and maintenance in Queens and Long Island. We have home health aid positions, customer service rep positions, drivers, patient navigators, marketing reps, and account executives for health plans. Those are some of the services we offer. We also are offering virtual career advisement, individual career advisement. If you're looking to find a career path that you're interested in, we have a team of career advisors to help you with that, as well as workshops to prepare your resumes and your interviewing skills. Thank you. We're so glad to be here and able to assist.
Thank you, Ms. Konipol. Ms. Shafaat, is there anything you'd like to add to that?
So we both are from the same office, so I'm just here to assist Nancy.
Wonderful. It's a strong team. Thank you. Up next, we'll hear quickly from on healthcare opportunities, presented also by our friends at Workforce One, Recruitment Account Manager, Angela Regalado.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Sharon, also for your leadership. Thank you, everyone, for being here with us. So as you mentioned, I do work within the healthcare center through Workforce One. I definitely want to highlight, as you mentioned, essential workers. Right now, we're obviously seeing, who they are, and we are in need. And so a lot of the opportunities that I'll mention, and I'll differentiate the two, we do currently have needs for clinical as well as non-clinical opportunities. So what this may mean, again, with clinical opportunities, we have registered nurses, licensed practical nurses, as well as certified nursing assistants. Those all require a license. And of course, some official documents that need to be submitted if interested in those roles. We also do have the non-clinical opportunities, and that's for anyone, who is interested in healthcare or maybe has, direct healthcare experience, but not licensed or registered with any institution here in New York State. Some of those positions include clerical associates. We also have mortuary technicians, nurse aides, also known as transport escorts, and also service aides, right? So for some of the nursing homes within the 5 boroughs, they have a need for housekeeping, for receiving, for dietary aids, and just additional healthcare support roles. So if that's something that you are interested in, absolutely reach out. I know my contact information will be shared at some point after the presentation. You can also see the website. It's nyc.gov/workforce1. As soon as you go onto the link, you will see the career page, and it shows all of the listed positions that I mentioned, as well as links and additional resources for you to be able to access. And just as was mentioned before with Workforce One, we have gone remote. So a lot of the services we offer, from the screening services to additional career services, are also offered online virtually, as well as telephonic. With healthcare, as I mentioned, we have a dire need for these positions. We actually service the 5 boroughs, some areas also outside, for example, in Westchester and White Plains. So if there's anyone interested or even have a question in regard to some of those qualifications, please reach out. And thank you in advance.
Sharon,
who is scheduled to go after? We lost Sharon.
I believe it's the Workforce One Industrial Center that's up next.
Yes, Sarah Taper. Sarah, I'm pleased to welcome you this afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Could you present, please, and introduce yourself? Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Sharon. And unfortunately, I hope she may be hearing this, but thank you as well to the Borough President. My name is Sarah Tapia. I am the Community Partner Coordinator for the Workforce One Industrial and Transportation Career Center. Just like Nancy had said earlier, the Workforce One centers are offering virtual services at this time. The Industrial and Transportation Career Center specializes in those kinds of job opportunities. And so the opportunities that we have right now include CDL-B drivers, non-CDL driving positions such as delivery drivers, warehouse opportunities, and a number of construction opportunities as well. That includes anything from skilled laborers to general laborers, carpenters, pest control technicians, etc. The Industrial and Transportation Career Center services all 5 boroughs as well. So our largest office is based in Jamaica, Queens, but we also have smaller offices based in Long Island City, Staten Island, Brooklyn, and the Bronx. So if you are interested in learning about other opportunities that are done through the Industrial and Transportation Career Center, I do encourage you to go online to the Workforce One website to learn more about that. And my contact information, again, will be shared as well. And you're welcome to email me about any questions that you might have specific to the opportunities that we have. So thank you very much for allowing me to speak this afternoon.
Thank you, Ms. Tapia. Thank you, Ms. Tapia. Up next, we will hear about the job opportunities relating to child development. Specifically, we've got an employer, the Child Center of New York, Shoshana Chetty, the recruitment coordinator over at the Child Center. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having us today. So my name is Shoshana Chetty. I am the recruitment coordinator at the Child Center of New York. The Child Center started in 1953 as a children's counseling center, and then as Queens grew, we expanded with the community. We service over 30,000 children and their families each year, and we work out of approximately 70 different site locations. I'm really pleased to announce that as of July 1st of last year, we're actually in all 5 boroughs, and we've expanded our services to Long Island as well. We have 4 main program areas that we deal with, ranging from early childhood education, which are our Head Start programs. We have a behavioral health division, which are our family clinics and our substance abuse clinics. We have health homes, which is actually usually going into the homes and providing services to children and their families as needed. And then our biggest division is youth development, and that's after school programs and cornerstone community-based programs. So what we're currently hiring for today, we have a range of positions available from per diem to part-time to full-time. In terms of full-time positions, we are looking for master social workers, teachers for the preschools, and mental health workers. We're also looking for a program director for our Flushing YABC program. For part-time positions, we are hiring part-time group leaders, activities specialists for the after-school programs. And then for per diem positions, we're looking for psychiatrists, psychiatric mental health nurse practitioners, social workers, and support specialists as well. Opportunities range from needing a high school diploma through needing a licensed master social worker. Let's see, and pay range is anywhere from $15 an hour and up, depending on the position. I think that's pretty much all I've got right now.
We'll save more for the Q&A portion. Thank you, Ms. Chetty. Next, we have some of our law enforcement opportunities, specifically the New York State Police Department. We have Trooper Kamar Francis and Trooper Amanda Garcia. Welcome.
Thank you for having us. I don't know if a lot of people in New York City know about the New York State Police. I know, being someone from the Bronx, I didn't know anything about the New York State Police, but we were established in 1917. So we provide law enforcement, pretty much essential police services to the entire state of New York, or ranging all the way up from Buffalo to the tip of Long Island. So we are here in Troop NYC as well. We have troopers in all 5 boroughs. And we are currently, we have launched a new recruiting effort to attract the best and the brightest qualified candidates to join one of the most highly respected law enforcement organizations in the country. The state police will be holding a new trooper exam this fall. The exams are scheduled for October 3rd, 10th, 17th, and 24th of this year, 2020, and will be offered at several convenient locations throughout the state, including New York City. Online applications are being accepted right now. Interested candidates can sign up for the exam at www.joinstatepolice.ny.gov. I'll say that again, it's www.joinstatepolice.ny.gov. Online applications must be submitted on the website by September 13th of 2020 of this year. Opportunities within the state police include training and membership in specialized units, as well as opportunities for advancement throughout the state. Some of the specialized areas of expertise include positions in crime scene evidence technicians, field training officers, canine handlers, firearms instructors, motor vehicle collision reconstructionists. Troopers are also eligible for assignments to specialized details and units, including our aviation unit, the dive team, the special operations resource team, which is like SWAT, the community narcotics enforcement team, the commercial vehicle enforcement unit, and troopers may also pursue assignments as investigators in our Bureau of Criminal Investigations. To qualify, in order to take the exam, you have to be at least 20 years old to take the test, and you cannot have reached your 30th birthday by our application deadline, which is September 13th of this year. We do extend the age 1 year for every year of full-time active military duty for those veterans, not to exceed 6 years. So if there's anyone on here who is over the age, who's 30 and over, or who will be 30 by the application deadline and over, we also have civilian opportunities on our website. If you go to troopers.ny.gov, under the employment section, you can click on civilian employment, and that gets updated frequently. I'd say every month or so, there's new positions that would be available for you to search for that as well, if you do not fit the criteria of the state police. As of right now, the starting salary for troopers in the academy is $57,297. So again, we are looking for the best and brightest, and we'd love to have some of you guys apply. So apply now. Again, joinstatepolice.ny.gov, or you can text Join NYSP to 518-240-3959. Do you have anything else to add?
No, so just to kind of just spread that information on just awareness of us being here in New York City. We have the opportunity now more than ever where people from New York City have the opportunity to now work in our uniform capacity down here in New York City. And it's just to provide more law enforcement presence here. We have many different roles that we play here in New York City. Most people will see us on all of the state-owned bridges and tunnels, and we just want to share that opportunity to the public that we are currently hiring. And our test comes out typically once every 3 to 4 years. So it's very important that anyone that's interested takes this opportunity and apply now. So you are able to apply now. Our registration is open, and our actual exam will be out in October. Thank you for providing us with this platform.
Yes.
Thank you, troopers, for that great presentation. And again, I very much appreciate the information in the background. Perfect. This is not your first recruitment fair, clearly. Thank you. And thank you, of course, to your colleagues and to you for keeping us safe. I see you and your colleagues everywhere, at the state testing sites, at hospitals, at the stations. So thank you, especially during this crisis. And last but not least, before we move over to our Q&A portion, we will hear from the U.S. Census Bureau. We have, let's see, Jennifer Dublin, the Assistant Regional Census Manager. And Ms. Dublin, right before you begin, I want to remind you, the attendees here in the Zoom room to please direct your questions into the Q&A chat room. And as soon as Ms. Dublin concludes her portion of the presentation and we open up the floor to Q&A, we will refer to the Q&A portion of the chat room for any questions to entertain. With that, Ms. Dublin, welcome.
Okay, thank you all. And I want to just first start by thanking the borough president and the team. You all have been phenomenal census supporters from day one. And I really want to just share the gratitude that we all have for being able to work with you all. So as you mentioned, I'm Jennifer Dublin. I am one of the assistant regional census managers for the New York Regional Census Center. And of course, as we all know, the census is now. The census is actually underway. And the census is very important, and it's simply a population count, but I just want to take a few minutes to talk about why the census is important and why it is something that all of us can do to not only be civically engaged, but also to earn some extra income while helping out our communities. So of course, you know, New York City, we have such a diverse and growing population. It's very important for the census to hire people that represent all of our different ethnicities, that speak all of our different languages. The census is mandated, it's required, it's something that we do every 10 years. And this year we have really been focused on using some different creative and innovative things to capture maybe some of the audiences that we've missed in the past or have undercounted. So the census is all about representation and funding, and we all know that our communities definitely are underserved for a lot of things that we need, including services, and the census is a great way for us to give back, not only by completing our census, but by actually working for the census. As I mentioned, the census is a great way to earn some extra income by working inside your own community. For the first time, you can apply for a census job online at 2020census.gov/jobs. And you can actually complete your assessment and your application right online. We do not require a resume or work history, references, or anything like that. We just need you to have a unique email address, social security number, and be 18 years old. So anyone on any device that connects to the internet can go to 2020census.gov/jobs and apply for some of our jobs. The majority of the jobs we're actually hiring for are going to be field positions. So field supervisors or census takers or enumerators, those are the majority of the positions that we're hiring for. But we do have area census offices in which we are hiring clerical support, office supervisors, and things of that nature as well. I just want to assure everyone, of course, the census is a very public-facing job, and we do interact with people constantly. The census understands, you know, what is going on in our current environment. So we are developing new procedures. There will be modified trainings and things of that nature to ensure the safety of census workers once we do resume operations and are back in the field. So just keeping in mind, of course, the laws, the regulations, social distancing, we're keeping all of those things in mind to ensure, you know, limited classroom time and things of that nature. But the census is critical. It's critical for our communities right now. And yes, we are still hiring. A few things about some of the positions that you apply for on 2020census.gov/jobs. The first is our jobs are part-time. You will tell us when you want to work, and you'll receive work based upon your schedule. So the census positions are extremely flexible. Part-time and full-time work is available. And we're also paying $28 per hour. So $28 per hour part-time can help out a lot, especially in these uncertain times that we have right now. So I do want to encourage everyone, if you have not already, to please go on our website and apply to potentially be selected for one of our field jobs. I do want to mention other jobs we have as well. USAjobs.gov. We have more managerial positions, some of our more career professional positions. So you are also able to apply for some of our other more full-time positions on USAjobs.gov. And I cannot go without plugging the census. We are all home. This is a perfect time. For the first time in history, we are able to complete our censuses actually online or on the phone. So while we're home, this is like such a great time for all of us. So any device that connects to the internet, you can go to my2020census.gov and complete your census questionnaire for your household 24 hours, 7 days a week on that website. We also have phone numbers in which you can call and speak to someone and submit your responses. The English phone number, 844-330-2020. In Spanish, 844-468-2020. And we also have other languages that we're supporting as well. So I really would encourage everyone to go to 2020census.gov. We have lots of information. Of course, the questions always come up about confidentiality, Title 13, protecting our data, ensuring that the information that we collect is not shared, and it is not. So I just want to ensure that the census is here, and we are here to get an accurate count because we understand how critical $675 billion is, and we want to make sure that we get a piece of that money so that we can ensure that every person in New York City has what they need as far as services, roads, hospitals, schools. So I just want to encourage everyone to not only go to our website and apply for a job, but also to complete their census. Thank you all for having this wonderful event today.
Thank you, Ms. Dublin. So that was very efficient, which is great because we can maximize the time for Q&A. We do have a number of them. But just real quick on what Ms. Dublin was talking about from the Census Bureau, social distancing doesn't mean that we have to be rendered invisible. So as Ms. Dublin said, if you haven't already, please make sure that you and your family are counted. It is absolutely critical to our future. All the resources that we talk about to fight this virus is based on numbers that are counted by the census. So that will matter, especially as we recover, hopefully not in the not too distant future from this pandemic. As mentioned before, for those who just came on, we are streaming live on our website, www.queensbp.org/recruitment fair. On that site, you will also see the planned program and the list of speakers from whom you just heard, as well as direct links to the jobs that they just discussed, in case you missed it or in case you don't want to scroll through the webinar chat room. All those links are on our website as we speak. To our panelists right now, we do have a little over 200 attendees in the room. We have a number of questions. We also have a little over 200 unique visitors or viewers on the live streams online, separate from the Zoom room. And so with that, we'll move over to the Q&A portion. One last thing, actually, for the folks who are attending the Zoom recruitment fair, as well as those logging in online, again, we know your time is precious. All the jobs that were discussed or are being discussed in this recruitment fair are the ones that are hiring now. Everyone that you see in front of you are hiring now, or they are official representatives of employers who are hiring now. There are also a number of other jobs that are also hiring from both the public and private hospitals in Queens. We have 9 of them, 2 of them are public here in Queens. Various employers that may not be, the company may not be specified, but are listed on like Department of Labor websites and things like that. We will continue to update our website with those job opportunities eventually, as soon as we connect directly with those employers or the representatives thereof. but we want to make sure that you're seeing and you're hearing about jobs that are actually hiring, not just, you know, kind of a classified, you know, job listing post. These are actual jobs that are hiring now, and we've verified it with the employers. We've verified it with official representatives who are speaking on behalf of those employers. All right, and with that, we'll move over to the Q&A. I'm gonna ask my team, Economic Development Director Sharon Anderson, as well as Carolina Gill, to lead us in the Q&A.
Hi, everyone. So we have a question for Verdia and Noel. Evan Mosen is asking about activity at JFK Airport. Is the airport open, and does that mean that they're hiring right now? Verdia, I'm sorry, you need to turn on your...
Yes. Hi, Sharon. Yes, JFK Airport is open, and there are companies that are hiring now. As I mentioned earlier in the presentation, we ask that anyone who's interested in a position at JFK, particularly this applicant job seeker mentioned, can just go on our website and register at www.caony.com. And he will be able to, and we will be able to see the registration, and one of our account managers will contact. So yes, there are employers that are hiring at JFK.
Thank you. Thank you. I have another question from Cherise Davis, I believe her name is. She was asking for someone from Workforce One to just remind everyone what is the process for application. How do you apply? I would say maybe Sana or Nancy.
I can take that. Sure. Thank you for that. Actually, because I meant to give the website. You can go to www.nyc.gov. That's our virtual Workforce One Career Center, and you can create an account. And once you do, you'll put what occupation you're interested in. If it's for a job, if it's for career advisement, you choose the service you want. You give your information, and then within 48 hours, a representative from Workforce will reach out to you.
Thank you. Wonderful. The next question is for Jennifer Dublin. Jennifer, a young lady, Val Portella, applied to the US Census and she hasn't received a response. She's looking for a full-time position. She's asking about where can she follow up.
Okay, so yes, so full-time positions, she should follow up. We'll look for full-time positions on usajobs.gov, and within those job announcements, we will always have a contact person in which you can email or call that can give you any updates regarding a particular position that you may have applied for. A few other questions I saw regarding fingerprints and some other things regarding census operations. I know some people may have already been selected and fingerprinted. All census operations are on hold until June 1st, and that includes fingerprinting and training and anything else. So for anyone who's received a job offer from the census, for anyone who potentially has already done their fingerprints, we still have you in our system. We will be reaching out to you all with updates as soon as we have some more definitive plans and dates. But yes, and then on 2020census.gov/jobs, you can also go there. There's some frequently asked questions, and there will be some updates regarding the timeline, fingerprints and training as well.
Okay, wonderful. Carolina, do you have any more questions on your end?
Yes, I'm going to start from the top. This could be for any of you. The question was very general. Are there any of the opportunities remote opportunities?
So for the census, the majority of all of our jobs on 2020census.gov/jobs are all in the field. So all of our, the majority of those jobs will all be work from home positions in which you'd be working in your communities.
And also for the healthcare center, we do have one opportunity that is telephonic for any nurse that is specializing in children's services or pediatric services. That position is available for the Bronx as well as for Queens. So you can find those specifications as well on the website when you do browse through the open opportunities. And a recruiter would reach out once you do apply and express interest.
Shoshana, could I just interject? Do you have some virtual positions as well?
Yes, I was going to say, actually, at this point, almost all of our positions are virtual.
Anybody else would like to add something to this?
As far as the airport and aviation positions, all the positions on airport are at the airport. They are not remote at this time.
Thank you.
Verdia, could I just ask, someone asked, Mr. Mosen also asked, do you know if airlines are going out every day? Do you know if the airport is literally open with flights traveling back and forth?
The airports are open and there are some flights going out and coming back every day. Yes.
Thank you. Carolina, go on. Thank you.
Yes. Next question came from Stephen Klopper. His question was for Angela. Good afternoon. I want to work as a medical interpreter, Spanish, English. I have the certification, but no experience. How can I get started? I live in Jackson Heights.
Thank you for your question. So currently, for medical translators, I can inquire and see within the facilities that we are servicing if that's an opportunity right now that they're seeking to fill. I do know the generalized healthcare support roles that I mentioned earlier may include, again, or require, I should say, some of those skills that you did mention. So no certification is needed for those roles. They right now are hiring New York City Health and Hospitals, for example. They're hiring for the nurse aides, which don't require any certification. It just requires a minimum of a high school diploma. And so we also have that within Brookdale and Kings Brook Hospital in Brooklyn. So I can also share some of those opportunities, again, if we have a one-on-one conversation, and absolutely check the website for more of those details.
Thank you. Next question is for Verdia, and it came from Marcilli. Question is, what is the youngest age group that can work at the airport, and in what capacity?
The youngest age group is 18 years of age, and the 18 and over, I should say. But the starting age is 18. And the positions are available to you and to anyone with regard to their skill set and the positions that are available at the time. So
thank you. Sorry, thank you for your answer. Next question came from Samantha. I don't have medical healthcare experience, but I have experience in healthcare policy with the federal government. Is there anything like that available about among the healthcare jobs?
So currently with the positions, that are, so besides like what is available now due to the COVID spread, we would otherwise have employers that absolutely could use your skill set and experience. What I would say is if you are interested currently in doing something that does not require for you to be within a nursing home or a hospital setting, we do have a care coordinator role, but it is based out of the Bronx. So based on your location, that is something that is available for if you wanted to do maybe something within care management. It does not require experience. The employer does train, but of course your knowledge would definitely be a good fit for that role.
Thank you, Angela. Next question is for census. If a person missed a call to work for Census 2020, should they reapply?
So you actually cannot reapply. Once you submit your application one time on the 2020 census.gov/jobs website, you're actually in the database for the duration of the census. So if we call and you don't answer or you decline, we throw you back into the applicant pool. So no, you would not need to reapply.
Perfect. Thank you for your answer. Next question is from Jasenia for the Child Center. Can you please repeat the part-time opportunities in the after-school programs being offered by the Child Center? Will there be full-time opportunities soon?
The part-time positions we hire for are for our youth development division, and they are group leaders and activity specialists. Those don't ever become full-time positions, but there are opportunities to grow within the organization. I have somebody who started as a group leader, became an activity specialist, went on to program coordinator, which is also part-time, but now she's actually a program director for one of our sites.
Thank you, Shoshana. Our next question comes from Karen Hamilton. When is census employment slated to begin for applicants who were already fingerprinted?
Yep. Same thing. We are on a temporary suspension until July 1st. So we do not know any updates yet, but once we do, we will be reaching out to every single person that we have selected and has been fingerprinted once we have more information on how we're going to proceed.
Thank you. Just bear with me as I scroll through the questions.
While you scroll, Carolina, let me ask the question. Again, it's for Jennifer. Jennifer R. Machado, he's asking that he has 3 census questions. People of mixed backgrounds, how does someone with a Hispanic parent and a non-Hispanic parent fill out that question number 8? And then how does someone of a mixed background fill out question number 9, because you only get 1 line unless you're Asian? And then
Right.
Is it okay for someone with a mixed background to write in unknown as an answer?
Yes, I know. I saw those questions. And our answer is for you to self-identify. So it's up to you to determine, what race or ethnicity, or you have to make those decisions to reflect. And you do have the option of selecting more than one. So it's you just use your best judgment and self-identify with whatever groups you see fit for yourself.
Thank you very much. David Charles is asking about human resources administrative positions from any of the panelists. Do any of you have such a position available? Can they follow up?
The census has some administrative positions available, but those you will need to go to usajobs.gov and search for administrative and census. It's a little bit of a different process, but for those positions, they would be on usajobs.gov for the census.
Okay. Could you talk a little bit about the hiring process? Because if they start to work, how soon would they be hired? How long is that process? And would you like
and I would love to if I had more info regarding our updated timeline.
Oh, okay.
Everything is just basically paused until June 1st. Very soon we hope to get, some further dates so that we can get back to our planning, and then I'll be able to share things. But I do encourage everyone to go to 2020census.gov/jobs. In the frequently asked questions, we constantly update it with new information when it's received.
Okay, thank you. Carolina, do you have some questions?
Yes. The next question is for all of you. Yes, Nancy?
Sorry. I'm sorry, we do have a position in a hospital in Brooklyn that's an administrative position with 2 years of clerical experience. So if they want to go and create an account and see all the details on that job, and someone will get back to them on that as well.
Thank you, Nancy. Our next question comes from, I don't have a name, but the question is for all of you. Are there any job opportunities for someone that is still attending high school? They're 17 years old right now.
So for the Child Center, we're actually, we require a high school diploma and 18 years old.
Same for healthcare opportunities. We require high school diploma at a minimum as employers per employer's request, as well as the candidate must be 18 years of age or older.
Yes, for all the workforces, the candidates have to be 18 and older.
And for aviation, the candidates have to be 18 and over.
And for the New York State Police, they have to be at least the age of 20 to take our test and 21 to actually be a state trooper.
And for the census, you can actually submit your application online if you're 17, and the system will make you eligible when you're 18. So a 17-year-old can go online and submit an application. They will not be eligible to work until they turn 18, though.
But we do hear that question. And as I mentioned, the jobs that we're discussing during this recruitment fair on April 22nd is certainly not exhaustive, and we will search high and low for other opportunities, especially in light of the cancellation of the summer youth employment program, which I know is deeply affecting a lot of young people as well as your families. So we hear you and we appreciate you bringing that up, and we will actively search for opportunities for folks under the age.
I have something to add. We have Workforce One at West Farm, Bronx. So they basically deal with young adults. So definitely look at their website, get in contact with them. They are also active just like us.
What is the web? Do you happen to have the website for that, Ms. Shafaat?
Just Google West Farm Workforce One, and they actually deal with the young adults. And they will also have some connections, some resources available, because we were talking about among ourselves, and they are the one who actually deal with the young adults.
Great, thank you. Okay, as I scroll to the questions, there's, yeah, go ahead.
Panelists, I know that we're at 3:05. We ask that you stay on for just a few, maybe another 5-10 minutes. We know your time is valuable, thank you, but we want to answer as many questions as possible. I think the Q&A portion is the most informative and illuminating, so thank you very much for your flexibility.
Great. The next question is for Jennifer. And I'm not sure if you already responded to this question. I'm sorry, I was reading as you were answering some of the questions before. The question came from Jasenia. Good afternoon. The situation that we currently are experiencing, the census jobs are to work on the street, or will they be to work from home?
So our jobs, our field jobs are kind of a mixture of home and work. So there will be things that you would do at home to prepare for going into the field. That would be for like our census field supervisors and census takers. But again, there are some positions on usajobs.gov that are work from home positions. That do require public interface, but not maybe as much as like a census taker. So I would say definitely check out usajobs.gov for census opportunities as well.
Thank you, Jennifer. I have a question from Margaret Brown. Do the positions come with certain benefits? And she's mostly related to the morgue technician. And can you provide the information of where she can apply?
So for the morgue technician, that is an opportunity that she can apply directly on the website. So I know that several sites have been given, you know, throughout the presentation. So I'm typing in right now. So nyc.gov/workforce1, you can type it in just like that. It actually goes directly on the website for career services. And as you scroll down, you will see it says New York City Health and Hospitals, and it'll have the mortuary technician opportunity there. You can click on it. It does open up into giving you the salary range. So now I'll share some of that with you. So the salary range is from $44,000 a year. The highest, again, opportunity would be within the hospitals in Brooklyn, and so in Brooklyn and Queens. And so if you want to see the job description, that's also on the website. You are able to apply directly by hitting the Apply Now button. Once you do that, one of our recruiters will reach out to you to discuss the details of the position. It is a temporary role, and it is being offered full-time. So that is, you know, generally where you would seek the information. And let me know if you do have any questions, if my email is shared or my contact information is shared at any point.
I have a question for, I believe maybe Verdia or someone else may be able to answer this question. Devante is asking, are there any second chance opportunities for that is available right now? Anyone hiring second chance opportunities?
Hi, Sharon. That is a program that we are just currently getting very much involved with. And there will be additional information as we proceed. And the process and the registration process, as well as the program itself, will be rolled out in the next couple of weeks. But we are working on a second chance program at this time.
Okay, thank you. I have another question from Linda for Shoshana. She's asking about social worker positions. Can you provide the link on where someone can apply at the Child Center, please?
Sure. So if you go to childcenterny.org/careers, that would bring you to our career page. All our open positions are listed on there, and you can search just under Master Social Worker.
Carolina, I'm scrolling.
Okay. No, I'm sorry. This was already read. For the positions for stock associates, cashier, or customer service, do they need to have experience? This question came from Aaron.
For the stocking, right now, for the stocking, they will take you without experience. With cashier, they would like some money handling experience. For the stock, right now, it's no experience for most of the positions.
Thank you for that.
For the New York State Troopers, someone is asking, Kapir is asking, do you need college credits to apply?
So you don't need college credits to apply. You do, however, need 60 college credits from an accredited college before entering the academy. But you have plenty of time to do that. It's a long process to get into our academy. So just to take the exams, you just need a high school diploma, to be a U.S. citizen, and to be at least 20 years of age and cannot have reached their 30th birthday by the application deadline.
So for the person that's asking, we would encourage you to still take the test. Being that this test only comes out once every 3 to 4 years at this point, you will still have time to get your college credit during this time period. So we do suggest that you take the test.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you. I have one more question. Someone would like to have an opportunity to work overnight. Do you guys have any overnight opportunities available? He particularly has experience in security.
So we have rotating schedules, and we do provide overnight opportunities.
Workforce One also have overnight opportunities, especially in security.
Great, thank you.
This question is for Angela. Patricia is asking, are there clerical associates available now, and are they part-time in Queens?
So thank you for the question. Currently, we do not that I am aware of, we do not have any clerical associates available in Queens, but I do know that we have a nursing home, Regal Park, and they are actually looking to hire candidates, as I mentioned, for dietary aid opportunities. Those are sort of requiring minimum experience in, just general customer service. And if you have experience working with any, individuals with developmental disabilities, but again, it's not required. They also have just healthcare support staff that they, need. So it's just a matter of applying and seeing again what the specifications of the job function are, but mostly those opportunities are available, not the clerical ones. For Brooklyn, I know that someone had mentioned there is a hospital that is hiring, and I believe that hospital is also looking for those administrative and clerical positions. We also have access to that within the healthcare center. So if you're also interested, please check the website. All the positions are listed on there.
Okay, Thank you. Someone was asking Jennifer, and I think it just needs to be restated that all the positions from the US Census are virtual, because someone asked, do we get a PPE package or do we get mask? Right, Jennifer? So could you restate?
Yes, so the census is rewriting their procedures and the policies for dealing with the public. Nothing has been released yet, but I know, of course, a few things that the public is concerned about will be, of course, the protective equipment. So we don't have any information on that yet, but again, the census is working to ensure that we follow all procedures outlined by our health officials.
Thank you. Carolina, do you have any more questions?
I'm scrolling, so if you guys give me a few seconds, please.
Time for about 2 more.
All right, just give me one.
And as of now, we still have in the Zoom room. As of now, we do still have in the Zoom room 142 attendees. At our peak, we're a little over 200. Online, we still have some folks streaming on the website and such. And I wanted to remind everyone that if you missed out on some of the links, the relevant ones for the respective panelists are all on our website, www.queensbp.org/recruitment fair. All right, we have time for 2 more questions.
Okay.
Thank you, Borough President. Yeah, one of the questions that keeps coming up is where do we get everyone's contact information to follow up? And as the Borough President stated, you can go to our website and find all the links with all the information.
Right. And someone is asking, William is asking for Angela to speak about opportunities. Do you have opportunities for someone with a CASAC? I'm not sure what that is. CASAC, all caps. CASAC?
Yes. So that is a CASAC or a CASAC-T. So we actually do work with a few employers, including in Brooklyn, and included in Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx, that usually look for candidates with a CASAC or a CASAC-T. So that certification specifically working within those facilities for individuals with developmental disabilities, as well as individuals that are in recovery, so substance abuse and recovery. So we do have some of those roles. We can look to see if for your location specifically they are hiring, but I know that that is definitely something that we have available within the healthcare center.
Thank you. I don't have any more questions.
Okay, my last question is for Shauna again. Can you repeat the information for the employment opportunities for the youth? Thank you.
So this Workforce One is located in Bronx. It's called West Farm Workforce One. When you will Google it, it can take you to the website, and then you can reach out to them. It's the same process how the other workforces are. You can apply online. Even if you follow the same link that we have sent out, it will tell you that which borough you want to apply for, and it can lead you to West Farm Workforce One. It's WEST West Farms, FARMS, West Farms Workforce One.
That was West Farms?
West Farms, yep.
I'm Googling
West Farms, and they could go in the same link that I gave, the www.1, that's the number 1, .nyc.gov, and they could be directed to West Farms.
I'm so sorry. I'm having trouble. I'm having trouble Googling it. Actually, I just Googled it. I'm not bringing this up.
No, they could go directly to the website that I gave before, www.1.nyc.gov, and they could choose which workforce.
Okay. Carolina, did we get that URL?
I am currently working on it to see if I can get it working. So if I do, I will post it. Just give me, I'm working on it right now.
Okay. So that's going to conclude. Thank you, Ms. Shafaat. So that's going to conclude our Q&A portion of the recruitment fair. As I wrap up real quick, panelists, if you feel so inclined, I see that we've got some requests for contact information to you, etc. We're happy to post it on our website. But if you feel so inclined, please do enter that information into the webinar chat. Your LinkedIn information, the social handles and channels that you mentioned for your respective organizations. I think that'll be very valuable. And whatever you post in here, my team, we will pull and we'll add that to our website. As I mentioned, all the jobs that we just talked about today are on our website, queensvp.org/recruitment-fair. And if folks have any questions regarding this or anything else, you're welcome to email me at info@queensvp.org. I want to thank our panelists, our recruiters in particular. Thank you so much. Again, we know your time is valuable, and we think that this 75 minutes, 90 minutes that you've shared with us and all the folks who tuned in today, hopefully will make a difference in at least one family's life and hopefully many, many communities. So thank you very much. This is the first virtual job fair that we've had, as I mentioned, but it hopefully will not be our last. And last but not least, I just want to do one more quick shout out to my team at Borough Hall. Again, this would not have been made possible at all without you. In particular, Sharon Anderson, thank you, Sharon, my Director of Economic Development, for your vision on this. Chris Barca, Carolina Gill, Aldo Grillo, Dot Pafumi, John Pericone, and Manuel Rodriguez, and my Chief of Staff, Vicky Morales-Casella. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe and hope to see you soon.